Okay, so we're back with our little game here. Let's go to the sink. I sort of use this as a de facto garbage bin for anything that won't actually rot. It's full of plastic bags from Shopper Drug Mart at the moment. Never use this. And that's in fucking oven. I'll take a shower first. This place may be disordinate. There are some things you gotta keep clean. Patient transcript, even wider. What is your earliest memory of disliking yourself? When I was 15 or 16, I shaved for the first time. Immediately, my skin had a vicious reaction to it. Red everywhere. My neck and my jawline were completely covered in huge bumps and rashes. I didn't come out of my room for hours. I hate looking in mirrors or being in pictures to this day. I'm sure it wasn't just pure technique. People always ask that, or at least look like they're thinking it. But no, I tried everything. It's like a piano wire stabbing your face out from inside, and it survives beyond every four-figure shotgun solution in existence. And what happened after you came out? Nothing, really. But I knew what it meant. This was high school. You saw those kids with horrific, scaring agony. It isn't like this looked any better. From then on, I knew I was going to be the one of those guys that girls will look away from for the rest of my life. That will be a very painful thing to believe. I guess it was the first time that I realized that you could just get dealt a shitty hand. That there could be something wrong with you, and that no matter what, you will never be able to do anything about it. In a way, I think you're lucky to get as far as you did without learning that. Thinking of all the reasons in the world you could have learned that sooner. Reasons that could have been much worse. I don't really know what to say about that. You only live life as yourself. Correct. Take a shower? Yes. Reminds me of Always Sometimes Monster with the shower thing. Even what? Do you ever have suicidal thoughts? What, you mean right now? Are you implying there are situations where you ordinarily would? I don't know. A decision like that seems like more responsibility than I could even take for myself. Sometimes I'll stand in the shower for a long time, slowly turning up the temperature of water until it hurts. Eventually, my body seems to adjust to the pain, and I'll turn it up again and again until it hurts so much that I can't go any further. And you think about killing yourself in this way, by burning yourself? I'm not saying that I think that this is what suicide is. I just think it's what suicide is like. So you think about suicide more than you have any specific plans to commit suicide yourself. Is that correct? I guess. How often do you think about these things? A lot. How long have you been thinking this way? A long time. And how does thinking about why you want to do this make you feel? Frustrated? Tired? Hopeless? Reminiscent? That wasn't amazing. Go to the roof of the building and jump off. I got a lot of things to do today. I'll better eat something to get off to the office. Okay, let's see what we have here. An epilogue to the Weight Loose book I will one day write by Evan Winter. Before I wrote this book, I had reached a point where all I ever thought was about food. My life went from joking that nothing but pizza will give me relief to a life in which it was actually true. Do you know what it's like to wake up in the morning knowing that eating something terrible is the only happy thing that is going to happen to you all day? You kill yourself at some horrific job that you're lucky to have. When it's all over, all you want to do is forget about it. People say you could stop, but you're so huge by now that you realize you'd have to stop for years and years on end. And that even then you still might not be good enough for anything or anyone. And by the time you do it, who can even say if anyone will be left? Still, you make a few attempts over the years because a part of you thinks you could be a completely normal person if your weight didn't disqualify you from being a one in the first place. Sometimes it even goes well, but in the end, you're still miles behind, and that one shitty feel-good thing you've always had starts calling you. It's calling you when you realize that she isn't interested. It's calling you when you are out with people who don't have to live this way just to be normal. It's calling you when you go out to eat with your parents and you realize what a disappointment you are to them. What a waste of all that energy you were. All that time. It's calling you. Why I turn vibration off vibration? Hello? Everything is great, Mom. Yeah, of course I'll have dinner with you guys this weekend. We can eat whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me. I gotta go to work, Mom. I don't know what's going on with either of them. No. I know. Okay, bye. Don't go to the roof. I'm not going to go to the roof. I thought I had something to eat here, but I guess not. I'll get something on the way. Leave apartment? Yes. Do you want to save again? Yes. Take a voter. I saved the game because I didn't try this. What happens if we go to the roof? I have to go to work. Okay. So it just goes like I have to go to work. So I can't suicide right now. That's the good thing. Because I always think that's what he do. That's what even will do. He would just kill himself. Okay. Let's talk to this guy. My career passion is not to be a stab homeless guy, by Even Winter, and certified life coach. When you sit down to do your daily 1 hour personal career goal timeout focus affirmation session, what amps you to the max? What motivates and engages you to take it to the next level? I mean, we all like to imagine the possibility of prosperity for everyone, or at least everyone of our ethnicity with a similar education background. But some people are winners, where others are merely honest. In the past, it was relevant for people to look at their professional arc a lot differently. What's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? What type of commute or living environment really meets your personal needs? What sort of retirement situation are you envisioning? And how would you like to see your defined benefit pension plan invested? Today, however, the good news is that none of these qualification questions matter. Today, it is simply sufficient to ask yourself if you would or would rather not drink yourself to sleep on a vent every night. Nobody likes a 2-hour commute, but would you rather walk 17 blocks in the dead of the winter for a cup of soup? Nobody appreciates an ability to visit a dentist. But would you rather get your teeth clubbed out by a disgruntled police officer? And the people on top, they wonder how they ever lost this plot to begin with. Why did we ever give up? Give anyone anything, they say. Why didn't we just ask them if they would rather be stabbed homeless guys? I don't know what to say, but I don't want to give him. But I do want to give him something. Thanks, pal. You guys smoke? No. Sorry, man. Wait, I can't talk to you unless I... Okay, so I can't talk to her. But we talk to children. Christmas Bullshit by Even Winter. I like the name of this. When I think of what it would mean to be grown up, I have an unshakable impression of going home for Christmas Eve with my wife and infant child. There are 3 of them, and they're all equally infantile, but they're not triplets. It's snowing outside, even though it never snows on Christmas Eve in Toronto anymore. And as my parents opened the front door that I just knocked out on with one of those big brass thing, even though we never had one, and obviously I don't even know what it's called, the heavenly aroma of an industrial bakery licks up across the face. Through all of this, my wife is so hot. She looks like a combination of every girl who ever wasted my time. My father hands me a cigar and gives me the good news. We're both amazing at playing the acoustic guitar. It's Christmas miracle. We're both good at playing the acoustic guitar. You know, it's okay. It's a Christmas miracle. Later on that evening, I'm sitting in bed with my wife, and she tells me that she will always love me, and that we will never die. And that's all I ever think about when I think of having kids. How much of a failure I am that I cannot cause the world I have described here to exist. Please read this if you are a young person, by Will O'Neilly. I forgot if the name of the designer was Will O'Neilly, but I think it is. Let's see. If I have any fear about putting this project out, is that somebody who is in the mindset of a difficult time growing up will see this game and think that it applies to them. I'm not going to say that I was not a lot like you. I probably was. I've struggled with feelings of anger and depression since I was very young. No more than 12 or 13 years old. I don't need to get into what problems both caused by this were and still are. I think the things that happen in this game make them pretty clear. It's also pretty clear where all this is headed. But listen, the fact that you are young means in of itself that you still have a lot of time to change things. That doesn't mean you're going to get everything you want, but I promise that you can do a lot better than you will if you give yourself over to despair. It's when you get into your late 20s and early 30s, like the protagonist in this game, and like me, that a lot of choices you made earlier can start to come seriously into playing. A lot of doors can begin to close. A lot of things start to go on without you. I've been the way that I am my entire life, but let me tell you something. It's different now, and I can see now that things will only get even more difficult over even more time. In the end, that's what this game is about, an end game. Somebody whose pain has slowly risen in excess of their ability to deal with it. Somebody whose options have become totally discounted from fantasies and regrets that they cannot turn away from. This game is not a game, it's a portrait. I've created to document something that I think is human and beautiful and real. And if you appreciate that, great. That's what art is. But don't get it twisted. It's about a 30-something corporate dead-ender with no youthful energy. No people his own age haven't moved on in life that he can turn to. And no time or money left to change or undo any of those things. I don't care how fucked up you think your life is. If you aren't at least 25, that ain't you. So don't you fucking dare. Either referring about suicide or about how this game isn't real for young people such as myself. Like, it's not for young people to reflect onto it, but because we're still young and things like those. Anyway. I use that model a lot, to be honest. Service every 10 minutes? Please. Now with a construction like this. Though I guess it's no better than a piece of gardener expressway falling on your head. Guess I'll get something from the cart to hang out for a while. Patient Transcript, evil writer, even winter. Do you understand that? In many ways, you're very fortunate. What do you mean? You have access to education and security. You're a white man. There's a great deal of privileges intertwined with nearly everything about who you are. I don't know. I feel an awful lot like a member of that club in a name and sight only. I don't have some friend's cottage. I never participate in any mud-based fitness challenges, and there are no adorable blonde leading me for blind dates at ironic board games cafes. Those aren't the types of advantages I'm talking about. I know. They are the types of advantages that education and security make worth having in the first place, aren't they? What would even change if I lived some kind of card life for $7 an hour? What do you mean? I think it would just mean being openly rejected by the types of people who only pretend to accept me now. And that isn't worth something? All that I'm talking about is being something about, but not being a part of it. Coffee? Fruit? Thanks. Have a great day. Recent transaction checking. Okay. I like how they made ATMs in a game like this in Actual Sunlight. If my hand will start hurting less, I'll do it. Okay, let's get our savings. Not just recording. Who isn't worried about retirement? Talk to a financial product advisor today. Take the streetcar to work. Bills to pay. No point in putting it off. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. I like this game. I love it. He starts right ahead. Let's end everything here and see what goes on next episode. Thanks for watching.